right, man. So here with somebody I just wanted to introduce to, you know, my core audience, my group of people that are really following and checking for me. This is Darrell Alston. Comes with a lot of, you know, a lot of great things that I've heard about you, like from this person to that person to that person. So it's like people just, your name just kept coming up ever since I've been, you know, around this business. So I said, man, it's just something that I gotta do. So I just wanted to welcome him to the plug-in, let y'all know we got something coming. And right now I'm just introducing him and just real quick letting him tell y'all what he want to tell y'all.
All right, well, my name is Darrell Alston. I'm the CEO of a company called Bungee Brand USA. And I started off I started making sneakers and clothes, and then eventually it graduated to now I'm doing sports merch. And I do luxury sports merch. So we have a bunch of different things on the table. I'm doing different partnerships with different celebrities and different athletes. You know, my biggest deal so far is I just did something for Will Smith. He wore a couple of my jackets, you know, on his tour. And then now I have something going with Brandon Graham, working on something with Ron Jaworski. So I have a couple of different big things coming up, and then big deals with Neiman Marcus with those things. So we're going to have a lot of things coming up, but that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm doing luxury sportswear. So for anyone that wants to know who I am, my name is Darrell Alston. My Instagram page is Bungee Brand USA. You can look me up on VH1. I was on the VH1 Remy Ma show. You know, so they did that. I was a little bit disappointed with the way they did that show, though. My True Crime. Yeah. Because I was told when I first did the show that they were going to talk about all of the crime stuff, and then they were going to go back and talk about all the positive things. For an hour straight, they talked about all my crimes.
The negative is so overpowering, and then that's why I told you one of my friends was like, that didn't do him justice.
Right.
Didn't do him the good justice. But yeah, so I'm definitely here to, you know, make sure that y'all get the story from the view that I want to, because, you know, we don't really know each other.
Right.
But watching it, so when I watched the VH1, I think I watched it, it came out last year.
Yeah.
I think I had watched it last year, but then this summer when it was brought back to my attention, and then, you know, doing an interview with you, I said, I got to watch it again. So I watched it again. But yeah, I just want to, you know, I felt like I have a lot of things in common with you from, you know, my younger days and childhood and getting in trouble and being a knucklehead and all that. So I said, man, I got to bring this story, like I said, my view.
Right.
Yeah, so just letting everybody know that we got something that's going to be explosive, like it's going to be dope. And yeah, last night, the Eagles game, I just know that you was down there. I caught your feed a little bit. I even reposted something. So yeah, what was did you go in?
Yeah, well, what happened was I go to every single home game, right? Because, you know, since we have the luxury sportswear, I use that tailgate party as a runway.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I'm not down there like, yo, grab my shirt. I go down there with the freshest stuff that I have.
Right.
I walk through the parking lot, and people are coming up to me like, what's that? And then I start to exchange information, and that's pretty much how we do it. And while I'm down there talking to the people, letting them touch my merchandise and stuff like that, we're recording commercials right then and there. So I have like a film crew that follows, and that's pretty much how we go about doing it. And it's been working for the last, going on 3 years now. I can say that the energy was explosive. Everyone was like, it seemed like everybody was just walking in with this attitude, like, yo, we got to kill them kind of attitude, right? And then it was like, once those drinks started passing around, everything, people were definitely on one. So it was definitely a wild event. I did end up going into the game. It was even crazier inside. And then once everything got shut down because of the lightning, I left. I was like, I can't be out there all tight. Because you got to remember, it was like, they said there was like 60,000 people there, which I don't know if that was the correct number. But once everything got shut down, they kind of pushed everyone up like underneath the, you know, the ceiling, so you can be under the ceiling instead of being out in the field.
The mezzanine and all that.
Under the mezzanine. So it was like, once I got to that point, I felt how crowded it was. I got up out of there. I was like, I can't stay down there.
Got you.
So,
but yeah, man, the big question, the $1 million question of the day, I didn't heard about it on this show, that show, the whole Jalen Carter with Dak Prescott. Cause I actually almost got into an argument with one of my folks last night about it. Cause I said, you're going to spit on somebody, I wouldn't think you would the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like that's their number one guy.
Right.
And everybody on that team is going to rock for him. So, yeah, what's your take on that?
In my point of view, I played sports all my life until I became an adult and I started doing the music stuff. And I was all about sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to do no cheap shots. I'm not going to spit on you. I'm not going to do any of that.
Right.
I'm going to outplay you.
Yeah.
So the thing that was so beautiful about that is if he thought like how I would have been tearing Dak Prescott up all night because he was on defense. He had access to get to this dude all night long. Why are you going to jeopardize, you know, everything that you have going on with your team by spitting on the dude? Like, people are getting assault charges for spitting on people.
Facts.
So it's like that's a very childish thing that dude could have done. You know what I'm saying? It's like you should have took those frustrations out on the quarterback every time he hiked the ball. I'd have been scaring him every single time he threw that ball. You know what I mean? So that's the way that my mentality was. There's no way that I would have sacrificed, you know, getting a penalty or anything like that. And it's like, for me, even when I'm watching the game, I get frustrated when I see dudes like getting extra aggressive when they throwing somebody out of bounds. It's like, bro, the play's over. Like, why are you doing all the extra stuff?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
just trying to get a penalty.
Right. And it's like, you know, the thing that sucks about it is when you're playing a team sport like that, everyone out there is playing their hearts out. When you do something stupid like that, it jeopardizes the other 10 players on the team. So now, being as though he did that spitting thing, and you know, now that's a huge ordeal, he messed it up for the whole squad and the fans that came out to see him. They didn't get a chance to see him play last night. So to me, I just look at it where it's like, what could have happened or what words could have been said that made him walk over the line of scrimmage, go over to their huddle, and then spit on them? Like, it's like, bro, like, what are you doing?
So two things, like Dak beat him up here because I think Dak knew.
Well, you see him smiling after he did it. Like, when he did whatever he did, he's definitely smiling at him. So
yeah, Dak knew this gonna get him out the game, and then we can just go ahead and he was trying to scheme something up. He had a little trick up his sleeve because and it's funny you said Jaworski because I was watching pregame and I swear Jaworski had him for 3 sacks.
Wow.
That was his. That was one of his gifts that he was giving to people that was trying to bet on something. He said, "Take Jalen Carter 3 sacks," and I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, it's like watching all the games. I feel like these guys are making a tremendous amount of money. You should have enough, you know, willpower to be able to stop doing anything like that. Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're feeding your family, you're living off of this money. And now you're going to have to pay a hefty fine and then face some type of, you know, suspension. And it's like, was it really worth it? Because you didn't really do anything. And it's like, one of the things that I saw, like, with the Eagles fans is like, fans were pissed off that he did it, but they weren't pissed off about the spitting. They were pissed off at the fact that he got ejected. And I'm looking at it where it's like the spitting part was the part that was crazy for me. Like, forget about the ejection. That was a very childish thing to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, especially with the NFL warning everyone the whole, like, off season, how strict they were going to be on these different type of penalties. So it's like, he knew the whole time. So it's like, what happened? I would love to ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, so I was big into the mental health back in, I think it was June. I think it was Men's Mental Health Month. So I was trying to do a lot of videos, like, talking about it, encouraging us as men that we need to talk more to each other and our wives, our girlfriends, our kids, whoever. Just, that's what it's about. Like what we doing right now. So with that being said, I think he definitely got, you know, he got some stuff going on, man, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, he got some stuff going on. I'm not trying to say it as a negative. I'm just saying, you know, his wife, whoever there with him, they gotta really be there.
I paid attention to what you said about how Dak got in his head. Hopefully Dak must have gotten in his head way before that incident happened, because I don't know how Dak could have gotten in his head when Dak was in the middle of the huddle and he was on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And then Dak just kind of walked out as he was walking up. So something was happening prior to that.
I think there was something going on with the linebackers, the defensive guys with Dallas. They might have been doing a little pushing and shoving or little mouthing or whatever. And Dak said he needed to spit and he didn't want to spit on his lineman or whatever his excuse was, and he spit like maybe a foot or two in front of him. So that's what triggered Carter. That's what they was just talking about on Anthony Gargano. Shout out.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like you're so important to the team.
Yeah.
You're making a ton of money.
Yeah.
Was that little spit that he spit a foot away from you really that deep? And you should have just sacked the hell out of him every single play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was better off doing that than doing that. And then it's like, even like if you're going to do something like that, that's going to be dirty, at least, you know, if you're going to do something, hit him after he throws the ball or something, because that, him spitting on him and him losing all that he just lost, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a waste. That was a waste.
You know what's crazy? And my last take on it is it goes to show you, like, even like yourself, any person that has a position, like a power with, like you said, $1 million guy, right? Mm-hmm. Still a regular person. Mentally, for sure. He's still, you know how we look at these guys like they're larger than life, and in that moment, he was just a regular guy walking down Broad Street, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So, to the people that are out there watching, we're definitely going to have a full episode. We're going to talk about my failures, which I know you said that you had something that was equal to mine. I think that during the era that we came up, I think that the streets made it cool for us to get in trouble. Like, it was like, I don't know what it was at that particular time, but when it came time for hip hop, when it came time for just the energy in the neighborhoods, everyone was kind of doing the same things. Yeah. So I ended up changing my life after my third time of incarceration, and I basically created an idea of what I wanted to do with my life, and I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I got out, and it worked. So what I wanted to talk about on the podcast with my man Darrin here is every single time I've done any type of TV show, which I've done everything from Inside Edition, NBC Today's Show. I've done a lot of different shows. And the only thing that they really focused on was my arrest and me starting the brand while I was incarcerated. But no one talks about what happened after.
Yeah, the aftermath.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have been able to start. Like, it's easy for me to put down on paper what I wanted to do. Yeah. But the action to what I wrote down was the hard part, and no one knows that story. So you're going to be the first one to expose it. You guys are going to be the first ones to actually hear it. So it's going to be a good show.
Appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate it. And yeah, everybody out there that's already plugged in, just keep plugging in and bring your friends, your family, and your Bungee brand. We definitely got a lot of work that we're going to be doing together. So appreciate everybody that's watching right now, watching later, and yeah, just stay tuned. Just make sure y'all check for these videos I'm about to put up.
Yeah, stay tuned. We here.
Yep.
Cool man talk.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, man, for sure.